In the heart of a conflict-ridden Gaza, tragedy struck on May 13th. A former Indian Army officer turned UN security worker Colonel Waibhav Anil Kale was killed in an airstrike when he was traveling with another DSS staffer to the European hospital in Rafah. But one question looms large: who was responsible? Colonel Kale, a seasoned veteran who once served with the 11 Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, had recently joined the UN, driven by a noble purpose to bring peace to the troubled region. Yet, his journey was cut short in a cruel twist of fate, making Colonel Kale the first international casualty from the organization since the beginning of the conflict, which has already claimed the lives of as many as 35,000 civilians.
Deeply learn of the death of a United Nations Department of Safety and Security staff member, an injury to another DSS staffer when their UN vehicle was struck as they traveled to the European hospital in Rafah this morning. The Secretary General condemns all attacks on UN personnel and calls for a full investigation. He sends his condolences to the family of the fallen staff member. With the conflict in Gaza continuing to take a heavy toll, not only on civilians but also on humanitarian workers, the Secretary General reiterates his urgent appeal for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire and for the release of all hostages. That statement will be available to you shortly.
According to some media reports, Farhan Haq said, "We have no doubt that shots from an Israeli tank hit the back of the car, which was clearly marked as a UN vehicle. We want to know the circumstances under which the attack took place and are in discussion with Israeli authorities." This statement has put Israel and its army searching for the answers to this allegation since UN on May 15 briefing had said that the two sides are cooperating and Israel's security experts are reviewing the incident and the circumstances surrounding it.
As far as I'm aware, yes, we're receiving cooperation in terms of our follow-up. Basically, there's a small team of security experts who are doing a review, and as far as I'm aware, they've received cooperation with their tasks.
Colonel Kale's family, his wife Amrita, and their two children are left shattered by this senseless act of violence.
जैसे सब न्यूज आई हम तो हड़बड़ा गए, एकदम से शॉक बैठा एकदम. हम किसी पर विश्वास ही नहीं कर सकते. वैभव गया है.
While there's still no evidence on who killed Colonel Kale, as the investigation is still going on, yet the Ministry of External Affairs is keeping a keen eye on the situation, as said in the press briefing.
As I told you, the United Nations, they themselves, they have set up a fact-finding panel. As far as on our side, obviously there are several agencies which are involved. On our side, we remain in touch with all the agencies involved in regard to the investigation.
Amidst the continued war efforts by Israel in Gaza, one thing is very clear. Colonel Waibhav Anil Kale's death is not just a loss for his family, but a stark reminder of the perils faced by those who dedicate their lives to serving humanity in conflict-ridden zones. This, even as the world watches in silence.